Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, everybody. Hi,
Yeah.
Aley.
Hi, Jean. So this is the first weekend back with Jean. I haven't been with her for a couple of weeks. We had wonderful Terry Suzuki fill in for her. And everybody really enjoyed her. And I know Jean watched her later on as well. But I do want to thank her for filling in. And of course, she's always welcome here as well. But Jean was called away on the first weekend. She couldn't make it. And last weekend, she was at a wonderful psychic fair. So tell the folks all about your psychic fair, dear.
It was very exciting. It was in College Park, Maryland, and it was it was a very big show. It was one of the biggest they have all year, and it was in, you know how they have one of these shows in like a ballroom area, and they have all the booths set up.
Yeah.
Well, they had
Uh-huh.
two ballrooms filled with people, so
Oh, wow.
it was on both sides. It was very large, and it was amazing. I met very interesting people, very high vibrational people. And it's really nice to know that all of these people are right here in my area that are asking these high vibrational questions and, mind expanding and how could I say it? Just higher, um, just more advanced, more evolved type of
Right. Right.
questions.
Yep.
And
Those are
it
always
was
so
very, it was,
enjoyable for us to read.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah, they really are.
yes.
Um, I mean, we even Linda said on the show the other day that she doesn't mind reading for questions or about your love life or this or that, but really when you can get spiritual questions coming in, and which she did, she said at her last seminar, it's always great. It's just showing that the vibration has been moving up and up and continues to move up as we try to make our way through our own spiritual ascension. So that's
Right,
awesome.
right.
Yeah.
And that's why we all gather here. That's why we're
Right.
all here together today for this metaphysical experience of mediumship and psychic demonstration, is so that we can combine all of our energies together and raise and elevate that frequency so that we can get feel it. You can feel the difference, you can feel the frequency, and we all benefit together. Whether you're
Mhm.
here in the chat right now or if you're watching later on, you can
Right.
still elevate that frequency and hold space there. It's very important.
It really is. It really is. I have to shout out to Sybil Harmony, who has been working with me with my COVID. And I just want to say to everybody, she's a fantastic healer and has helped me in so many ways. And so, as this community does, sending love and prayer and caring always makes a huge difference. So I just want to make sure I thank everybody for that as well. So, a couple of things. I'm going to say hello to some folks in a minute, but I do want to wish all our Canadian friends a most happy Thanksgiving Day. It is Thanksgiving Day in Canada, and I am grateful for you all. And somehow do agree with you that it would be much better to have Thanksgiving in October than it is in November because it's too close to Christmas. So let's lobby to see if we can change that.
Oh,
you know,
but
I
or
know.
just do it.
Or
Just
just
do
do it.
it.
That's right.
Honestly,
That's right.
we never really celebrated Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day because we have such a big
Right.
family that, the in-laws and the kids and the grandkids and going to different people's houses and traveling on that day. We always
Yeah.
just celebrated it on the weekend before or the weekend after.
Correct. Correct.
It's just too
Yeah.
much to do everything
It
all in the
is.
one
And
day.
I tell my students because what happens is they have half a week at the college on Thanksgiving, and then they come back for like a week and a half, and then they go for Christmas break. And I'm like, guys, you got to get most everything done before Thanksgiving because all that not trypt, is it tryptophan? All the tryptophan from your turkey and all that heavy weight doesn't want you to come back to college. It just wants you to just move on into Christmas, so yes, I think it would probably be really better for people's grades if it also did that. So I'm going to lobby for that. But anyway, um, so yes, and tomorrow is Indigenous Peoples Day. It is the used to be called Columbus Day. I believe in some places it still is, but we know that Columbus did not discover America. And so we finally given its due to the people that have been the ones who did do that. So
Absolutely.
yeah, want to say that to everybody out there. So without further ado, hello Craig and Lise, and hello to Sharon, of course, Kiba, and hello Lise Niedermeyer. I was telling Jean that you're fairly new. I hope you have a question for us today. Then we have Viviani. Hi, Viviani. And Pierrette and Jill. And who else is here? Squatty Odata, yes. And you say it's Canada's Thanksgiving weekend and full of glorious fall sunshine here in South Central BC. Well, I hope you have a beautiful day. Yeah. It's pretty here in Seattle too. So I hope it stays nice and warm for you so that after you have your heavy meal, you can go out and take a little walk. But yeah, so thank you so much.
Do they have the same traditions? Do you know? Do they eat turkey and mashed potatoes and all of the same
I don't know for sure, but you guys
mhm,
please tell us. Yes,
pumpkin
Pierrette
pie?
and MJ. Yeah. Um, Hi, Dave Maud. It's nice to see you, dear. Lauren Hunsinger and Gina M. Hi. Deb H. Good to see you. Viviani likes your hair, Jean, and Kiba likes your shirt. So you're all set. Oh dear. Sending love and healing to Keith, Greek hillbilly's sister who has cancer. I'm so sorry to hear this. I certainly do send lots of love to her and to Keith as well. Yes. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for reaching out and caring about others. I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, is Kelly here? Did Kelly come?
I saw her a little bit
Okay.
ago.
Hi,
Yep.
Kelly. Happy Thanksgiving. Tell us what you eat for Thanksgiving, Canadians. Please tell us. Do you eat turkey and pumpkin pie and what else? High-waisted millennium. Hi there. Um, yeah. Welcome.
Well, Aley, during my meditation today, I did receive a message from a feminine energy that was Native American type of energy, and
Okay.
what she shared with me was that we have all been Indigenous peoples at one point in time in our incarnations, and that we've
Mhm.
all been 1600th French provincial. We've all been in war torn countries on both
Mhm.
sides, on the side of the offender and the side of the defender. And we've all been in different time zones, different times in history, different positions in history. And what she was trying to help me to understand is that we are everyone. Everyone is us, and we are
Mhm.
everyone. We've been everything. So, celebrating this Indigenous Peoples Day is celebrating our own ancestry, no matter where you come from. We've all have lived many different lives, and the more that we can incorporate this and have a sense of unity, have a sense of oneness, the better compassionate and love that we'll be able to share with one another.
Mhm. Oh, that's beautiful. I absolutely love that. And yes, we tend to forget that, we have lived other lives, other lifetimes. We've been other colors and ethnicities and all kinds of other things. And the reason we have is because we need to walk in the shoes of those folks. And so, yes, it's absolutely imperative that we understand that and that we honor it. And so we, in essence, honor ourselves. And when something affects one, it affects all. So
Exactly.
that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. That's a beautiful message for everybody. Hello, Marsha Green. All right. So Kelly says they have turkey, mashed potatoes, turnips, usually green beans or Brussels sprouts, stuffing, gravy. Oh, and pumpkin pie.
That is interesting that they do eat the same things. Interesting.
Well, they're not
See?
that far from us. See that they grow the same crops as we do in different parts of Canada, of course. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Yeah, and they have indigenous folks up there that used to make all those or have all those vegetables. So yeah. Lise, here in Connecticut, we celebrate it on June 16th. Anywhere else on that day? Oh, all right. Are you talking about Indigenous Peoples Day, Lise? It must be that's what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah, I know that here in Washington, we changed it from Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day, but there are some states I still believe that have not done that. But and Pierrot says it's Thanksgiving in her house every day. Well, that's wonderful. Then you'll be ready for us, Jean and I, when we pull up in the front yard for a visit, and you'll have our plates ready for us. Okay.
That's beautiful, Pira. You're right. It's Thanksgiving Day every day. We give
Every
thanks
day.
for each and every day. That's lovely. Oh, hi,
That's
Terry.
right. Yes, Terry, I was just showing my appreciation to having you the last 2 weeks, and I love you and thank you for being here. Everybody just enjoys having you as well. So thank you, my dear. Thanks so very much. All right. Let's see. Hello, Andrea Galvin. It's good to see you too. All right. So I have a few questions. I'm going to tell everybody that although I did do a couple of brief cards last night for my series that I've been so remiss in finishing, that we're going just an hour today. So I want to limit some of the overlap in questioning just for my throat. Okay. So, oh, sweet potato pie. Somebody has turkey, okay. Cranberries. Oh, no garlic. Okay. No garlic. Well, that's all. I don't know what it is about garlic, but it doesn't really, it doesn't metabolize well. And I noticed that if I'm with people who have eaten garlic like the night before, and then I'm with them in the morning for some reason, like they've stayed over or it's my husband or whatever, whew, the whole room smells like garlic. I know it's really good for you, but it also is a little over, it's a
That's
little
the
bit.
great thing about YouTube, Allie. You can't tell if I had garlic last night.
That's right. Absolutely right. Or coffee breath or whatever. Oh, you're funny. Oh, hello, Ron. It's good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Yeah. Oh, I have a Craig. Oh,
So,
by the way, Craig is going to be on with Sherry. I think it's tomorrow. Am I right, Craig? On Sherry's channel, and they're going to be talking about different things. So I just want to shout out to Craig. He's becoming
Swamp
quite the
Lady? Sherry Swamp Lady?
yes, Sherry Swamp
Okay.
Lady. Yes, yeah. I just wanted to shout out so that folks could go over and watch. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. So anyway,
And I see Ron in the chat. Hi, Ron. How you doing? He'll
oh,
be on my channel later today at
oh, excellent.
I
Okay,
know.
yeah,
4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. So yeah, come on
that's
over.
fabulous, fabulous. And I have got tomorrow. Kelly's taken the day off for the holiday, and so I'm working with Angela on Circle of Friends Tarot. But we're going to be moving to Tuesdays in the next week, so it won't be on Mondays anymore. And that way, Kelly, you and I can go to Jean's practice session as well on Mondays. But that will work out okay. And Tuesday, I have a surprise. I have a beautiful woman named Dina who is going to be singing in light language, and it's a very healing time. And so I'm looking forward to having her here on Tuesday. I don't have the time just this minute, but it will be Tuesday, definitely. Yeah. All
Wow,
right.
that's so exciting.
It is
That's
exciting.
yeah, very
Yeah.
exciting.
Uh-huh. All right. Okay. Oh no, Dave, I think we're okay. Unless there's a lot of people that jam up the questions later, we can still ask your question, okay? All right, so Kibo is looking. Before I begin, can I say that I pulled the card for the Ruler of Virtues? It's the Angel of Virtues. And it's telling us that we can create things out of nothing, and that solutions always can turn hopeless situations around. And it says, when you're feeling all hope is lost, I can help you successfully navigate what may seem an impossible situation. And there is a way out. Never give up. Always have hope because there's always a way out. Thank you. All right.
Wow, that was beautiful. That's very
Thank you.
uplifting and filled with hope.
It is
And I
filled.
just wanted to invite, I know that there are a lot of people here in the chat and there are a lot of people watching. So if you're watching and you don't have a particular question, you can always just ask for a general reading if you
Mm-hmm.
hadn't asked a question in the past and you'd like to participate. I think that would be a lot of fun as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Oh,
All
that's
right, let's
awesome.
see what Uncle Virgil has to say.
Okay.
So I'm getting a gentleman who told me he had to walk a lot. He walked from the store, he walked from the, uh, you know, um, wherever, whatever he needed to do, like laundromat, or there's uh, utilities or work. He walked a lot. He did a lot of walking, and he says that we all need to incorporate this into our lives purposefully, like intentionally add this to our lives. He's telling me that he walked a lot and it gave him space to think, time to think. It was like sort of his meditation time. And he just shows me with his head down and walking. And he's walking, it seems to be like through a neighborhood where there are sidewalks, and he would have to step down onto the street and then back up onto the sidewalk. And he just told me it was a very meditative time. And it was sort of like he was with a lot of different people in public, yet he was very individual in his own thoughts. And he's saying that this is something that communities in this day and time are missing out on.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Interesting. Interesting that he's showing me how he enjoyed that walk.
I find it fascinating if you never walk and you mostly drive, even if you go into the corner store, sometimes switch it up and take the walk down the street because the things you will see will be so amazing to you. Things you did never saw before, things that really will call out to you. I had my students do an observation essay one year, and my students, I said, just observe, just go somewhere you've been, doesn't matter, just write what you see. And this kid, he had decided to take a walk down the end of the street. And when he got to the end of the street, he noticed there was a soccer net down there that had never been there when he ever seen it because it was a cul-de-sac. So, I recognize that may not be a big deal to some people that, so what, but he was thrilled because that's what he loved to do. And now he had a place to do it. So, he didn't know that up till then. So I love that. I love that that Uncle Virgil told you that. So I get here, Kiba, that your relationship with with those on the other side and here are like a knot. Um, they are together all the time. When you put a knot in something, it tightens the bond. It keeps things close to each other, and you're very close to each other. And last night, I believe, was the full moon, and he said, I noticed a lot of people maybe feeling a little bit more emotional. You've got to let it go. That's what the full moons are for. And listen for the messages. Always listen for my messages and listen for any messages, and so you can grow. So that's from Uncle Virgil. Thank you very much, Kiba, and thank you. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. All right. So here's the question Dave had, and for those of you who do not know, is it Sarunus? I don't know how to
You know,
pronounce it.
it is Saruna. It's messing me up. I believe it is Sarunas. I believe
Okay.
that's right. Yes, yes.
Okay.
But
Okay.
what it is the pronunciation is a little different than what the spelling looks like, so it throws me every time.
That's right.
And
That's
yeah,
right.
but that
Yeah.
that sounds right. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wow. Anyway, that is it's a deer head. Is that right? The deer head?
Cernunnos, yeah. Yes,
Cernunnos?
yes, he has
Okay.
the antlers
Okay.
and
The antlers.
sometimes a a humanoid with antlers, and then sometimes it's actually like more of a deer or
Yeah.
actually no, I think it's always a humanoid, more of like a centroid. Is that what the centroid?
Oh, a
Like a goat,
centaur?
like
Yes,
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 like
yes.
a goat figure,
Okay.
but a humanoid kind of thing. But he is sort of like a mixture of the two, of the stag and the humanoid.
Uh-huh.
Uh, he and
Wow.
Dave wants to know why. And I had read for Dave for the first time a couple of months ago, several months ago, and this is when this vision came to me, and I didn't know what it
Oh.
was, and I had to look it up. And
Uh-huh.
once I looked it up, I found out what the name of it and asked him, and he said yes, that he was very connected to this entity, and it's sort of like Pan. It's sort of like, it's the god of the forest, and he and what when I was reading Dave the very first time, he was asking me, was there any past lives that were important for him to know about? So I believe that this was one of your past lives, Dave. But let me see if Cernunnos or Cernunnos, and it's hard to pronounce. Just so you can look it up and listen. They have a couple different pronunciations. We'll see what he has to say.
Okay.
Yeah, he's always hanging around me, this energy, and he's here to teach me. And he did bring me to Mark Antha. He's connected to the Spirit Whisperer as well, and
Hmm.
there's something very important there. And I think what I had found out was that the vision that I had was the entity, or the god of the forest, was like a humanoid, but it around the humanoid's head was energy, and the energy was like plasma, and it was moving and shooting, and it was very intense energy, and it almost like, startled me. So I could see how somebody who was trying to interpret what they saw of this entity with all of this energy, and they drew it as antlers, like what they know, what they've
Oh.
seen on other animals to be antlers. So this energy is all here and all available to all of us. And it was very, very, I mean, I wish I could draw or
I understand.
find a picture of something like that. But let me just see if there's anything that he can give me for you, Dave, real quick. And by talking about it, I was connecting with him and raising my energy. So that helped. He's saying that the kindness and compassion that is required in order um, to be a part of uh, like a I want to say community, but it's more of like an ecosystem. Like it's almost live and let live, and the honor and respect of each woodland animal and creature that they have for one another. That they don't war and fight all the time. They live and let live. They live in harmony together, and there is like a frequency and a evolution that they all live together and allow them to share the same space, but on different levels, and they all have different responsibilities. And he's saying that this compassion and this knowing of how to live in a community and share is what you possess inside of you as well. That this is something that in your past life you have lived and experienced this type of an energy, this type of an environment or community where you needed to live and let live and share your compassion. And he's just saying that this is in your energy, this is in your soul's energy,
Mm.
to have this kindness and compassion. That this is they're trying to spark this memory in you and bring this memory up and help you to let that bleed through into this incarnation.
Wow. That's beautiful. So Viviani posted is known as the Green Man, the Horned God, and Heron the Hunter High Pan.
Yes.
Um, I have to tell you this, Dave, because this is fascinating to me. My husband's office manager, Andrew, he is a Green Man. He resonates with the Green Man, and he used to do herbs and make all kinds of different herbal, you know. And we always buy him things that have to do, put it on the wall or whatever. But I really resonated, Gene, with the idea that the horns were made because there was no other way to represent the energy that was going back and forth. Because in all myth, we see this. The way that stories have been told are by the way that people have understood them only. They have no idea what they're looking at. So if they talk about what it is that is easier for them to figure out the words for, that's what they did. So I bet that's exactly what happened. And I just love that. I love that. So I would say, Dave, that your reason is to become more and more integrated with the Green Man energy. I see here that we know you're on a grand journey, and that you gather with those others that are there for you, including Jean, because I know you've been working with her, and that this community has helped you find a lot of those folks. So that you can take it out into your own community, because you do have the oracle's gift. You have
Wow.
that, Dave. You absolutely do, and I've seen that from different things that you have posted over time as well. That I recognize the fact that you have the gift and that you are working the gift as well. So thank you for all you do in this community and also in your own community. And God bless you. God bless you. I hope that was a beautiful explanation, Jean. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you,
All
and
right.
thank Dave, and thanks Cyrano's, right? That's what I
Right.
call him. I call him Cyrano's. That had
That's
to.
it. Well, I shouldn't have said the name, because that
I know.
that got everything all flubbed up. Okay. So
I couldn't
anyway,
still be mispronouncing it. Honestly, if you look online, they pronounce it many different ways.
different
So
ways. Okay.
yeah.
I think I like Green Man easier, much easier. Oh, so hello, Wasted Millennium. I am so glad you're with us. I've not seen you here before in the chat, and so I'm thrilled that you are asking a question, and we honor your question. Um, she's wondering, or is if Spirit has anything they would like us to know, that she to know, and if my love will get better. So we'll ask that.
Aw. You are loved, and your ability to love is as great as it needs to be, as it ever will be. What is the process to move closer into that would be your ability to forgive yourself and have compassion for yourself. Forgive yourself for not knowing better. Forgive yourself for maybe um, lashing out at someone. Forgive yourself for ignoring and misbehaving and not following somebody's boundaries, and maybe overstepping the lines because of your you I feel as though there may have been a time in your life where you acted out for attention because you were starving for attention, because this attention meant love to you, and you may have done or said some things to some people, or people that you love, or people in your vicinity that were not very kind, just because you were screaming for attention because you needed the love and the help. And it's very important for you to forgive yourself for what you didn't know back then, and to let it go and allow your each day, every morning when you wake up, is a new day, a new opportunity to start new again. and to take baby steps, and to practice the kindness and compassion. Do something nice for one person. Hold the door open when you walk into the convenience store. Offer somebody help if they need help pumping their gas. You know, just something, offer somebody a quarter if they need change at the cashier. um, you know Drop
Hmm.
off a little box of something to a neighbor anonymously, accidentally but on purpose. Drop $5 in a public restroom so that somebody else could pick it up and say, I found $5. Can you imagine what you would make somebody's day like that? And just practice small little random acts of kindness, and this will build your confidence in yourself that you have it inside of you. We know you do, and they know, your spirit guides know that you do. And it's important for you to get reacquainted with this part of yourself. Forgive yourself and let that go, and each day is new.
Wow. Uh, I think that you've nailed it, hit it on the head in so many ways in this, Gene. But one of the things I want to say is that observation, once again, is coming through. If you really take the time to observe others, you are going to see what it is that they need, whether that be a smile, hello, or a joke, or a laugh, or any number of things that you have mentioned. And yes, can you imagine finding $5 somewhere that, and the funny thing is, it used to be a quarter. You find a quarter or 50 cents, you'd be happy, but it's gone up now to $5. So I understand, but it does make a difference. It really does make a difference. So that's just
And it comes
beautiful.
back to you tenfold.
Oh yeah, it does.
If you smile at somebody, greet somebody, drop that $5, somebody will say, "Oh, it does come back to you tenfold."
It does.
And you have
It
to
does.
trust the balance in the universe, and
Right.
it's there for you, and it's important, and it's just your ego, or your human essence, that
Mhm.
needs to step out of the way.
And it is karma. It's just karma in a good way. You know what I mean? You're not going to get probably that the from the person that received it
No.
necessarily, but you will get it. It's a law of karma. What goes around comes around, and so it isn't just a negative connotation. Karma isn't just negative. It's positive as well. So wow. So um, I got this here, that you need to be able to remember to take your achievements and remember what they are and how hard you work for them, and that when you come to the end of the race, that you're right there and you're ready. Also, surrender and give yourself some freedom from the constraints of any time. Let go of the urgency of something. Don't wait till the last minute to do it, but let go of the fact that it needs to be done right now, right this minute. Oh my God, And the last thing I got is, you can see that we only see the top parts of a glacier. We don't see what's underneath. There's lots of hidden truths and unknowns under there. Always be sure to remember that what you see on the outside isn't always the entire story, that what you see is only a representation of what lies underneath, and it could be much bigger than what lies on top. So there you go. Wow. All right. She said something here. Hi, Lorraine. On the money, something happened at 14, which was a cry for attention, but I'm closer than ever to forgiveness. I'm doing positive things like good. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. Yes. We
It's not easy. You will chip away at it, and it's almost like it follows you around. But one day you'll realize, oh, I haven't thought about that today. One day you'll
yeah,
realize it will happen. It will.
yeah, absolutely.
And we've all done something that we're not proud of, and some of us got caught, and some of us never did.
That's right.
So you're
That's
not
right.
alone.
Yeah. I love this one. She was at a shop looking at gemstones, and a lady offered a rose quartz heart necklace. Now that's gorgeous. I know. She could see your heart, Lise. Yeah, she could see your heart, and she wanted you to know that. Yeah.
Wow.
That's beautiful. That's a cherished thing. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you so
thanks for
much.
that. That was a nice question.
By the way, Craig's show is today, so it make sure you check. I thought it was tomorrow, but it's today, and I'm just shouting out for that for you.
Okay,
Um,
great.
does his father Benjamin F. Dixon have a message for him?
Okay. So the first words I heard was "slow down, son." I don't know if you were a rambunctious young man and he felt the need to keep you wrangled and corralled. He's just saying, "Slow down, son." And now the Simon Garfunkel song is coming in. That slow down, you move too fast. Do 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 do. So
Mhm.
I don't know if you really you must really relate to songs and that era. And they're just what I'm hearing him say is allow time for things to marinate, allow time for things to absorb and to um, what is he saying? Allow time for things to evolve, for things to manifest.
Mhm.
And give it space, because if you're like I was telling somebody, if you go to work, go to the store, come home, go to bed, go to work, go to store, come home, go to bed, like there's no time for that magic. There's no time for the universe to insert these miracles and these synchronicities. So your dad's just giving you a guidance to slow down a little bit and let it happen. Allow that space in between all of your desires and drives um, and your the things that you are pursuing. Allow the time for them to manifest. Patience.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So I got a very interesting. All right. So Craig, I get that you're planting. Your dad's saying you're planting your seeds, and I'm watching you. You're planting those seeds, and remember, you can't pull up. You can't go over and get impatient with them and start pulling them up because they're not. They have to come up on their own time. The next one I got was Raven. And I have to tell you that this is a symbol of prophecy. So this is associated with insight, prophecy, and also the material world of spirits. And I would say it has a lot to do with your Native American roots. I think he's saying you need to do more with that. Because look, there's a teepee and it's saying retreat. I know you just went
Wow.
on one. I know you just went on one, but at the same time, he was encouraging you to do more of it. He's encouraging you to spend a little bit more time with your Native American, and he says because you are very creative, and when you're spending time doing those kinds of things, you are in your zen. You are in your in your moment, and you are creating for yourself the life that you want. And so I'm seeing him wanting you to go back to do more with that. So awesome. Thank you, Craig.
Wonderful.
And please
Yeah.
post when you're on your show so people can know when to go over and watch you. Okay. So Sherry Dombeck, can I have a message from my guides, please? Thanks, Sherry. It's
Sure,
nice to
Sherry.
see you. I've got some other questions here from people that I have never had questions from, and I'm happy about that. We love that. Yeah.
I'm getting the symbol of a nurse. I'm
Hmm.
not sure if you are a nurse or if you've been nursing somebody, how that resonates with you. Um, I feel this is take care of your energy. take care of your auric field, take care of your energetic body. Make sure that is balance in your life, that there is coupled with good nutrition, hydration, balance. Your guides are just asking you to take care of your energetic spiritual health.
Hmm.
So the guides are sending you a nurse guide, a guide that's a nurse to help you to energetically balance your chakras, energetically clear your auras, energetically raise your vibrations, and clear away any repetitive negative thoughts or kind of like a worry loop that you may have, or a thought form, and to clear that away and to focus on they're showing me nature now, like focus on the sun,
Hmm.
focus on the horizon, focus in the sky, focus on higher perspective.
Wow.
Interesting.
Well, I kind of get that. They're saying you got to take time for fun too. So these flamingos are reminding you, um, because remember there was a time when everybody had to have plastic flamingos on their lawn, and it's kind of funny to see them now. You think of maybe being in the South, being in Florida or something, but have a little bit of fun with that. The other thing is that again, I get shells. So once again, I'm getting this sort of summary type of feeling. But this is saying abundance, that you have an abundance of things around you that are available to you, and so just be really open to seeing what they are. They may be cowrie shells, they may be something else, but those things can bring joy to other people. And again, what Jean said, clear out the distractions. Yeah, look at that. Yep. Clear out the distractions. You don't need any more clouds. You just need to balance, but make sure that you take some time to have some fun. Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you, Sherry. Thanks, Jean. That's great. Great
Thanks.
job.
Hmm.
All right. Just so everybody knows, I've got Lise, Melody, and Nancy Smith, and then that's for today. And Lise is actually not really asking a question, but I thought maybe we could give her some tips. And she hopes her spirit guides can direct her to a person. And so let's see what we can figure out for her.
Yeah, I mean, there's within our community, there's classes and things and workshops, and this is something that sometimes there's free things that you can listen to on YouTube that will educate and help you. Oh, actually, if I could maybe connect you with the Crone Zone, they are very well at
Mm-hmm.
very amazingly uh, gifted at introducing different subject matters and introducing different things. And it may be something that you would like to look at. It's called the Crone Zone Conversations with the Ancients. And they have different discussions, like on yoga, like on, um, higher self, third eye, spirit guides, all different types of
Mm-hmm.
metaphysical type of subject matter that you can be introduced to find something that you may be connected in. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Good. I I don't know if you're a reader at all, share Elise, or maybe you can also know that there is a channel that you can go to that is a lot of metaphysical information. They talk about dreams, they talk about near-death experiences, they talk about those different things. So sometimes your teacher can be in a form of a video or a book or some of the other things, and um, or you can just, for instance, if you wanted to ask questions about, I'm beginning to study or learn more about this subject, and I'd love to be given some ideas of what books to read or what, please know that you can reach out to any one of us out here, and we will be happy to help you out. Absolutely. I see here that you have the crystals in the achievement, and you're the one who got the heart, the rose quartz heart. So I think that you may be called to the stones. I'm not sure, but they are so much fun to learn about. I can tell you that. And so I might even start with something like that if you're interested in doing that. There's lots of books out there, but if you're already going to shops and you're seeing these things as well, then you're putting yourself out there, and you're giving of what you're interested in. The other thing is, it does say to put up a fence for boundaries, and that is for everybody, really. You never want somebody that either mentors you. They're not a guru. You don't want a person that it gives you all the answers. You're the one who's going to want to ask the questions, but also figure out if the answers are right for you. So I think this is what this is admonishing, in that we have to all be careful of that, because there are some people who would like to manipulate us. We have to do that test and figure out what their intention might be. And so that's an important thing to know. The other thing is, I'm seeing a tree here. It says family reunion, ancestry. I have a feeling you might have some folks in your family tree that may be able to. I don't know if they were metaphysical or if they were astute in other things, or maybe they were witches in the past. I don't know, but it would be interesting to find that out. And so, or it could be somebody that's like your cousin that likes metaphysics and you never knew it, because I've seen that myself in my own family. So, yeah. So just reach out there, Lise, and know that there are people here wanting to help. So.
Yeah, I think a nice beginning would be something like Reiki. To take a Reiki class, you can find them
Uh-huh.
online, and that'll open you up to understanding energy and connecting to your guidance and your angels and things like this. And
Okay.
or perhaps maybe like a meditation type of introduction for you.
Definitely.
This
Yeah.
it'll help you to connect to the divine source inside of you. Um, but there's a whole world out there for you.
There is a whole world. There is. And so much of it is really tied together. It doesn't always look the same, but all paths lead to the one. So you could start anywhere, really, and know that it will eventually bring in the whole entire thing. Good luck, dear. Okay, so we have Melody Wiles Lohoff. Is she on the right career track, or should she be trying something new and be successful at that?
Very good. Hi, Melody. Thanks for coming. So let me just use my pendulum because it seems like a yes
Yeah.
no type of. Is Melody Wiles Lohoff on the right career track? Are you laughing at my pendulum? It it started in a yes and then it changed over to a no. So I believe that you're on the right track. The reason why you're asking this question is because you just don't feel the passion, and it's up to you following your bliss and where you feel the ignite. They're showing me like there's like something igniting inside of you that just makes things effortless for you. And work, you're not afraid of work. You enjoy work. You like hard work, but you have to have a purpose and a passion, like something behind you that you're working for, something that has integrity, something that has meaning and purpose. This is something that you would you would work night and day for. You don't mind hard work. You love work as long as there's a purpose to it. And it feels as though the career track that you're currently in it does not have the backing that you once thought it did, like the integrity or the right intention. Like instead of helping others, maybe it's moving towards profits, and you're like, this is not why I got into this, and or
Mhm.
it could be profits. I don't know, but I'm just saying that whatever it was initially that attracted you to this career may not be what you thought it is. So it may not be the actual industry, or it could be the employer. But there's a lot of changes going on right now. Let me see if should Melanie is it in Melanie's best interest to change career paths by before the end of 2022? No, don't change anything before 2022. Is it in Melanie's best interest to change career paths by June 2023? No. Is it in Melanie's best interest to change career paths by December 2023? Yep, they're saying yes. So it may take a good year for you to. Oh, look how, yes, that's really strong. It's swinging all by itself there. So
Mm,
it may take a little while, like between June and December of next year, for you to actually make that move. But you can start the planning and searching and discovering. Do meditations on your own and try and find perhaps networking and putting the feelers out there. You may want to just throw the whole corporate job away and open a cupcake little store, something that you feel
yeah.
passionate for, that you can work night
Uh-huh.
and day and for a reason to make people happy. It's very
Wow.
important for you. I can see that. Good for you, Melody. Thanks for your question.
All right. So, Melody, I got here spirit of gratitude. I think you're grateful that you have the job. I think they're grateful to have you. But I also can see that if you can see really close that the head is opened up basically, and the lotus is coming out. So there is some gratitude coming here. And again, as Jean said, I can see that right now you need to be where you are. However, there may be some smoke and mirrors going on. I don't know. And if it's corporate, you know there is. And so be careful, because there are some promises that could have been made that aren't going to come true, or there might be something going on in the background that you're not aware of right now, and maybe that's what happens and why you find what you find later. I'm not sure, but I do want you to know there are endless possibilities for you. So do not worry. I think that it will present itself at the right time. In other words, you'll get to the point where if you like it, then and you're happy and you have a possibility, it could be a shift in that particular job within the same company. But I'm getting the feeling, no, that there are endless possibilities out there, and you just keep looking for it, and you'll find it. And you find these things in very odd ways. You overhear somebody in a store or something, or a friend says some so and so is looking for someone to work for them or whatever. But just keep your options open, dear, and good luck to you. Wow. All right.
Do you
All
do you
right.
see where Melody responded at 10:50?
Yes. Uh-huh. Oh, wow. There you go, girl. There you go. Yeah. Well, we already know that a profit-based healthcare system isn't where we all would like to be at times. So good for you. Oh
And you're
yeah,
using your creativity, which is the
absolutely.
divine spark. You're creating that ignition. Remember the something to ignite? That
Yep.
that the creative part of you ignites
Yep.
the connection to spirit. So yeah,
Yes,
great.
absolutely. Best of luck, dear. If that's what you're interested in, we certainly want to wish you well for that. Good for you. All right, Nancy Smith. It hasn't been here a while, and we're happy to have her back. She just wanted to know if her guides have anything that they would like her to know, and that this is our last question for the day.
Sure, Nancy. Let's see if we can connect. So I see you around dogs, Nancy. If you might be able to validate that. And what your guides are telling me is that you are doing angelic work. You are here to do angelic work, and it's not known to you. You are not aware of it, but almost like just taking care of your dog or your pet, just showing a helpless, sentient being kindness, compassion, and nurturing, and you know. Uh, just really taking care of somebody else is such a selfless act that this is angelic work, and you are,
Mm,
this is something that your soul wanted to come to this earth, this incarnation, to act out, to be able to provide a service, to be caring for somebody else, to help somebody who is unable to help themselves. I'm getting this as being a pet, but it could be in any form. It could be an elderly neighbor or something, somebody that you're helping, that you're taking care of, that you're here doing angelic work, and you're oblivious to it. You're like, me, angelic? No, I'm just, you're like, what?
mhm,
I'm not, but you are. And this simple act is allowing your spirit, your soul, to express this in this lifetime. That's what they're
mm.
telling me.
That's wonderful. Wow. That's wonderful. I do want to say that I just so you know, Melody is wants to work with cancer patients for cosmetic tattooing, and that's such a beautiful call. Honestly, yes, yes, and
Wow.
everybody supports that for her, and I do too. They need it the most. Honestly, what a wonderful thing. Thank you. All right, so back to you, Nancy. I wasn't forgetting about you. Sometimes you get confused, your guides are saying. Sometimes you don't know which way to turn. Guess what? You're not alone. You have many choices, and uncertainty sometimes does creep in. You really just need to close your eyes and try to figure out which one is the right way to go. But I do want you to know that a lot of us come to those crossroads and we're like, I don't know. I have no idea. You've got to trust spirit. But whichever way you choose, stay with that path because that's the path that you are supposed to take, no matter what you think. Um, and it says here that that brings up a current of emotions sometimes. And yes, of course it does. Because when we don't know exactly where we're supposed to go, it's hard to know which choice to make. But you have the freedom to move on like the bird out of a cage and letting go of anything that constrains you, especially anything that's confusing, is recommended. And know that you can fly free on your own terms. That you have the power and the wind beneath your wings in order to do whatever is needed. So, thank you very much, Nancy, for that. Yeah, yeah,
And thank you for all you do, Nancy. You may
yes.
like they really wanted me to mention that you don't think that you're making a difference. You don't think it's any big deal, but it's the smallest acts of compassion
Yeah.
it means much more than you realize.
Uh huh. Yep. I think we all would love to have a message, any kind of closing message that you might have for us today, Jean. Um, uh, you know, we try to keep the vibe very high, and it's some of us have had to sink down a bit this week. So let's leave this with a high for the week as we come along.
Well, this
Hmm.
just popped up.
Okay,
Maitreya,
Maitreya. Yeah, yep, yep.
and it's power
Oh,
of
it's the
joy.
Buddha. Yes, yes. It's
So
another
this
word
is
for the Buddha. Yep.
But you remember, didn't you did a class one time or an interview or something about laughing, about laughter, about that everybody would stand in a circle and they would like have like a meditation or a quiet moment, and then one person would just start to laugh and it would be a forced laugh, and then the
Right.
next person would get this forced laugh, and then it actually caught on and people were actually laughing spontaneously, and it
Yes.
raised the vibration and lifted and cleared so much of that negative low energy. And this is what I'm feeling when I see this beautiful energy coming through. The power of joy, the power of laughter, the power is in our own hands, and we don't need any crystals. We don't need any, fancy things or, expensive
Hmm.
things. We have it all within us, just as we come. We have everything we need, just like Dorothy's ruby slippers. You've had it all the
That's right.
time.
You've got
You've
it all the
always had the
time.
power.
Yep.
So this is to choose joy, choose laughter, find something funny, and you know take your mind off of the doldrums and the responsibilities and the things that bring us down. Just take a step away and choose laughter. I think that's
There's
very important.
nothing more healing than laughter. There was somebody I remember reading about who was diagnosed with, I think, cancer or some disease, and he just took a whole bunch of videos and went and spent some time at a motel and watched them. And I mean, like the Three Stooges and Abbott and Costello and all those silly things, and he just laughed and laughed and laughed. And later, his whatever disease was subsided. He didn't, I don't know if it eradicated it, but it sure went a long way for healing him. And so if we can look at the joy and bring in the laughter every day, it just once, even just once a day, then
Hmm.
I don't know if you've ever heard watched Christmas Vacation, but it's one of those silly movies that my family and I always talk about. And so I was at a meeting the other day, and I said, I wrote to my daughter, and I said, I'm in a meeting, and I don't even get the stinking T-shirt. I'm not interested in being here. And she goes, well, maybe they'll give you a subscription to the Jelly of the Month Club, which is what happened. And I said, they gave me a subscription to Jelly, but it was KY Jelly.
Just hanging out with you, Allie, we're bound to laugh, right?
Yeah,
And,
that's
and
right.
they always remind me of the way that we can look at things is if you are watching somebody come out of a public restroom and they have toilet paper on their shoe, instead of saying, oh my gosh, look at them, and like judging them and pointing the finger,
Oh, right.
it's funny. Laugh.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
funny. It is so funny.
You can say,
Yeah.
well, at least you got some if you need it later. You can take something and turn it into something fun. Honestly, yes. Yes. So I
Absolutely.
love that. And Lorraine, oh good. I'm glad you're a laughing girl and you love Christmas Vacation too, because there's a lot of silly things in there, but honestly, it just
Yeah.
makes me laugh.
The,
It's old funny stuff. That's all. Just
yeah.
old funny stuff that brings it back. Yeah.
The one that does it for me is planes, trains, and
Oh
automobiles.
yes, that
Oh
too. Oh
my
yes. Oh
gosh.
yes. Yeah.
That is hysterical.
Oh,
That is
I absolutely. John
hysterical.
Candy is heads and shoulders my favorite person in the whole world, and wah wah wah. Yes,
And you
it's a
make
great
us laugh.
Thanksgiving. It's a great Thanksgiving movie to watch. Yes, thanks, dear. And you offer us so much wisdom. I love it. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the chat. Have a wonderful week ahead, and I love you all. Bye
My
bye.
pleasure. Bye, everybody. Thank you,
Bye
Allie.
bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Jean.